All right, welcome everybody. We are here with my good buddy Tre Schlief. Tre, what's going on?
How are you?
Doing well. Today is our first episode. You are our first guest ever.
Number one.
#1 for our coaches podcast that we're doing here at the Michael Scott office. And so we're going to be featuring local coaches, and what better way to start it off with the only Chiefs fan I know.
Glad to be here.
Right. Also known as Tre.
Yes.
And the head coach of the Flora Junior High basketball team. Mm-hmm. So for all those that don't know, why don't you give us a little bit of background about how you got started in basketball and what led you to become the coach and kind of like your ministry?
Yeah. Growing up, always was a fan of basketball. Always was a fan, especially in my hometown. Always admired the varsity players, wanted to be like them. Went to college, played a little basketball, got a chance to.
What college?
St. Louis Christian College, North Side, right by Flow Valley.
Yeah.
You know, right in Ferguson.
Okay.
It was a great area. But I've always loved it. Never been great at it, but I worked hard. And I like that. And it came here. We did ministry, pastor at First Christian Church, and an opportunity arose. They didn't have a 7th grade coach or an 8th grade coach. It was a clean slate across the junior high program. And I was like, maybe this is time.
Okay.
So I got in, got the 8th grade, had some learning years. I'm still learning. Year 5, still learning completely.
We all are.
But it's been an adventure, to say the least.
Yeah. So, you guys are wrapped up the season.
Yep.
How'd this season go?
It wasn't the season we hoped for, but we did well. We did okay.
Growth.
We did, yeah. From beginning to end, we were a way better team.
Well, and I know that it was kind of sprinkled also with some injuries that aren't ever fun.
No.
Us as coaches, we don't like to use as an excuse or anything, but I mean, the fact of the matter is you guys had quite a bit of injury.
Yeah, we had 3 starters out for over a month and a half.
Oh. Yeah,
in junior high basketball, you have October to get ready. November and December are pretty heavy. Boom, 2-3 games a week, and that's when the majority of our injuries were.
Oh, really?
So at the beginning of the season, we play 18 games in 2 months, and then in January we play about 6.
Okay.
So most of our games are up front, and it was hard to come back. But it gave other kids opportunities, and they grew. They kind of got thrown in, but
trial by fire, right?
They did the best they could.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Talk to me about some of the leaders that you had on your team, or I know that there's one specific one.
Yeah.
But tell me about him and kind of his story.
We have a kid. His name's Peyton. He kind of got forced to be the ball handler. He really did. It's not his main. He does. I don't think he actually even enjoys it. I don't think he does. But he has
off the ball.
Yeah, he'd rather shoot, and I don't blame him. He has a good shot. But he handled the ball, and he became my captain. Before games, they bring the captains together, and he was always my captain.
Okay.
There's a lot I put on him. Try to train him and mold him to take responsibility and to lead, and he did really well. I don't think he really wanted it at the beginning. I don't think he understood what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I incorporated him on decisions. Hey, look at this. I do this play because of this. And he's like, and it's cool to see the light bulb go off in his head several times.
And how I know that you gave him a lot of responsibilities on the court as well. Kind of was like your extension of you, I guess you could say. How did the players take that?
At first,
I mean, they're 8th grade boys.
Yeah.
I mean,
just depending on the day.
Right.
At first, I don't think they really understood it, and I don't even know if they fully understand it now.
Sure.
But if I stepped away and it's what I said, he was one to follow it up. Be like, guys, this is what he said. This is what we're going to do. There's a lot of times where if I noticed in practice it's starting to get lackadaisical, I would kind of look at him and be like, you better get him going before I put him on the line. And he would be like, guys, let's go. Like, come on, let's do something. Because he knew that I think he knew I was serious.
Right.
And so he was like, I better get these guys from quit messing around.
And he knew that you were going to come.
Yeah, he knew if I blew the whistle twice, that meant get on the line. And they never like to hear that. And
right.
So,
right. Who really does like to
yeah,
get on the line?
No one. No.
Awesome. And then I know that your 7th grade ended on a really high note.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, Coach Allen, Braxton Allen, he did a really good job with them. They're just really athletic. They're like 12 deep.
Oh, really?
They had like 18 on the team, and they had 18 on the team, and but they could just get up and run. They ended up 14-6, and the 6 losses was to 5 teams. And out of those 5 teams, the combined losses of those 5 teams was like 11.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost to Lawrenceville twice, and I think Lawrenceville finished the season like 22-2, 22-3. And so they lost to teams that were very good.
Yeah.
But they won conference, 5-0 in the conference, and then they won the conference tournament at the end of the season.
Okay.
7th grade doesn't have postseason, so they just finished the tournament, and everyone got to play, everyone was scoring, and they had fun. They're a good group of boys.
Okay. So next year will be fun.
It could be, yes.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really learn how to coach next year.
Right. Maybe you'll be a good coach next year.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. It's funny how wins and losses eat at, I don't know, coaches probably more than anything, and the general public doesn't get to see. Well, yeah, we might have lost this game, but what we were doing was actually right, and we made a lot of growth here. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting dynamic that happens. Tell me, Tots at pretty much every game. Tell me about that. Tell me about how beyond basketball, what is your relationship with your players and things like that.
My wife Tatiana brings our kids, Tinley and Taven, all the time to the games. Maybe not all the away games if they're far, but their presence, I always know. Taven lets me know you didn't wave at me. If I'm coaching, I don't wave at him. So I always try to make a note to wave at him to let him know I see him up in the stands.
Right.
Oh, or I can hear him because a father hears his child. You can hear their voice. It stands out. But that's a big deal. They're always at games. They always support. It's nice knowing that she supports me. She's coached in the past, and I've been home, and I'd say okay, but times have changed, and she's there as much as she can be. So we're thoroughly thankful for her and what she does there. And then, and I think a lot of it is she played a lot of basketball. Her family played a lot of basketball.
She was a star, right?
Yeah. She don't like people saying that, but she was a stud.
Wow. Doesn't she hold like some school records?
She does, like most 3-pointers in a single season.
Right. Yeah.
1,000 points, 2 years, not a big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal at all.
A couple college awards that she doesn't like me talking about, or she has this basketball that says 1,000 points that I parade around the house. She hates it. She would rather me throw the ball away, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But we like to have fun in that area. But she's very supportive, and we're thankful for that.
Yeah. Sometimes they become like pseudo assistant coaches, and they just happen to be not listed on the paper.
Yep.
But they get brought into it a lot. Does she have a lot of pointers of what you should maybe do better?
There are times she lets me know, like, hey, I don't know why you switched from man to zone, but they're killing you inside, or she'll let me know. But most of the time I ask for it because I know, like, I can see she wants to tell me something, and I'm like,
let me have it.
All right, what'd you see? But it's true, though. You do see things when you know the game. You do see things differently from the stands.
Right, yeah.
Like I like to coach from the sideline, so that's where I stand in practice. I don't stand up top or on the bottom.
Right.
I stand on the side so I can try to see it how I see it in a game.
Right.
That's the only way I know how to coach is how I'd see it in a game.
Yeah.
And I try to look for different avenues there. But when you're up in the stands, when you're 20 feet up, you can see a little differently.
Does she get any feedback from some of the fans?
No,
away fans, not our fans.
not the Flora fans, hometown fans. No, I try to. I think they're mindful of the coaches' wives in town.
But they all want to win. So it's all good.
Yeah, they do that, But the biggest thing I keep trying to tell our boys is there's two big things I say is that basketball is a privilege, and then you don't like, yeah, basketball is a privilege that you guys get to play, and life is bigger in basketball.
Right.
And when you understand that, and sometimes it's hard. I think all parents want to win. They want to see their kid make the game-winning shot. But at the end of the game, if you have the ball, only one kid shoots.
Right.
And everybody wants their kid to do it. And so I think she doesn't help people understand that, but it's something that when you talk to coaches and parents, it's a common thing everywhere.
Yeah. But
we can't deny parents love their kids and they love that they're active, so we try not to fight that too much.
No, absolutely not. So switching gears just a smidge.
Okay.
There's a game coming up that happens to be against our two favorite teams.
Yes.
And I really want to know why you think that the Chiefs are going to win.
I really think,
and then I'll tell you why you're wrong. But
I really think they're going to win. They got experience, being there 4 out of 5 years. We're watching the greatest football to ever be played, in my opinion, and you just get to be part of that.
Oh,
you just get to be part of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember who was in the first Super Bowl?
The Packers.
And
no idea.
The Chiefs.
Oh.
So Chiefs just have to lose, but it's something that's normal to them to be in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Especially the last 5 years.
Right. And so it's a rematch of just a second ago.
Yeah, 2020. We don't talk about that, but we can talk about the football.
Right. So who do you think, how do you think they match up against, I'm a little bit worried because I saw what they did to the Ravens, and that was not pretty. And we got, we being the 49ers, I'm part of the staff now.
Yes.
We got absolutely crushed.
Yep.
By Jim Harbaugh's brother.
Yeah.
And that was tough. I mean, that had flashbacks of the Super Bowl for me as well.
Yeah.
When we got crushed by the Ravens at the Harbaugh Bowl. But what is going to be key for, I don't know, Kansas City? Yeah.
Well, I know they had 2 weeks off. That's big. That hurts some people and it benefits.
Right.
I think that hurts 49ers.
Oh, the 49ers.
I think it benefits us because we had an all-star, all-pro tackle out.
Oh,
and we're getting him back.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Right. So I think it benefits.
Okay.
I am a little worried though because you just never know.
You don't.
I think we got one team that's been here. The core has been here before. And then the 49ers, their core hasn't. It's something new.
Right.
It's like the veteran versus the young one.
Right.
But the young one's good. There's no doubt about the young ones over there.
Yep.
We got very good Prudy and McCaffrey, and so who knows what could happen.
I'm team Purdy, and I mean I just don't understand why everybody just doesn't root for him.
Yeah.
Some people love to really criticize the guy, and it's like he's Mr. Irrelevant. We should be celebrating the fact that he was underdog and he's undersized and he's doing well still. So I don't really understand. And the dude's a good dude.
Yeah.
I think he cares or anything. He's just kind of I mean, I saw him driving a combine the other day.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm just saying, from Iowa, just living life. So shout out, if
to the farmers.
Any farmer that's listening, Brock Purdy's your guy. Okay, so you can be a 49ers fan.
I don't remember if it was red or green or whatever the tractor was, but
we
can't talk about it.
We don't need to get into that.
Yeah, no.
That'll really cause some controversy.
But I do think he was Mr. Irrelevant, and then the Chiefs have one that was 3 or 4 picks from the end too.
Right, same draft.
Yeah, and the running back for them, and it's just he's a vital piece, and it's just funny the last 4 or 5 picks in that draft have all been successful.
Right.
And sometimes they put all that weight on the front end guys because they maybe have the name or they went to the big schools. And these people who just work hard.
Yeah. It's proven fact that if you work hard at something, and I think a lot of it is people are getting there's a lot of age variances in college athletics right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people that are like 7th year senior. Like I don't know what they call that.
Yeah.
Senior citizen, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
they're 14.
That.
Their 14th redshirt season.
Yeah, and then you have these other kids that
are 19, 18.
That are 20, 23 when they graduate, or 21, or something along those lines. I know JJ McCarthy. I just read an article. Is like 21.
Yeah,
and like just turned 21, but he's coming out. So like that's really young when you actually start to think about it. But it's only young when you compare it to some other kids that are like 25 when they come out. So but it just seems really strange to me how that age difference is.
It's crazy how in the world of sports, even the youngest ones get some of the best like chances, the opportunities. Yeah. Like he's a young guy,
right?
And he is going up against arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever play, and it's just face to face, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
like, but it's almost like. Some have said it's like passing of the torch, and I'm like, no, we'll keep the torch for a bit. But there's the comparisons of like, oh, the old quarterbacks are out, the new quarterbacks are in. And it's like, whoa, I'm just on one end of the spectrum, and I'm like, no, we like the old quarterbacks,
right? And so and then you guys have a superstar. I don't know what would you call Taylor Swift? What is her role?
Oh, Travis Kelce. Yes, he is the best tight end in football. Yes, right. Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift kind of has like a lull in the doesn't she?
I'm not sure.
Okay, they just show her a lot. So, and no hate on her for cheering on her man or anything.
Yes, that's true.
No bad blood or anything.
Yeah,
but I just didn't know if she had a role.
Yeah, I'm leaving that
area a little bit,
but it's just different.
Okay.
I don't like all the publicity the Chiefs are getting.
Oh.
I think it's too much, but Coach Andy Reid, says that they've handled it well.
Have they?
The extra drama, so.
Well, that's good.
Just keep her out of it. I mean, I'm making the prediction right now. Usher is supposed to have a special guest. Halftime. Oh. I believe it's Usher, right?
I don't know.
I think he's doing halftime. Yeah, all it says is special guest.
Oh.
And if the flight logs are correct, she's in Tokyo, 13-hour flight.
Yeah.
She could be there. So, I mean, it would not surprise me.
Man, and then would she just put on a headset and start calling plays afterwards?
Probably that would be ideal.
Yeah.
And that would probably give Travis the ball, and that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway.
It's probably a good strategy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm, born and raised in California, and so, I just feel like it's our time. We've lost two Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Last couple. Been pretty tough to watch.
Yeah.
But now we got our boy Brock and a defense that we paid a lot of money for, if nothing else.
Yeah, and I think it'd be good for the city. Their basketball team's gone downhill. Their other teams, their baseball team's gone downhill. So it's good for the football team to increase.
Right.
You got to give and take, and I think it's
the 49ers have all of a sudden become second fiddle for no apparent reason.
Yeah, and so Steph Curry, I don't even know who that is anymore.
Right. Does he still know how to shoot?
I think he's too worried about his TV show on Netflix, Holy Moly.
Oh,
you need to check it out.
Okay.
But
is it actually a good one? Or?
It's actually pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's pretty good. Actually.
Okay.
Putt-putt.
What?
It's a putt-putt show. Holy moly.
It's a putt-putt show?
Yeah, putt-putt, like golf.
Putt-putt golf?
Yeah. Just called Holy Moly.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
But
I learned something new today.
See, I think he's putting too much time in there, and the 49ers are rising. But it's good for the city. It's good for the city.
It is good for the city. That city is...
It's a little different than Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people, from California can't really pick out where Illinois is on the map. I mean, if it were,
Chicago.
Yeah, they would pick it up. Chicago, probably. But, yeah. Let's see, like, east of Denver, us Californians. I think they don't even teach the eastern half of the United States, like where all the states are. You know how you have to do like states and capitals. I'm pretty sure that we stopped around like,
Yeah, they've never. I can tell like people in California have never driven 6.5 hours straight through Kansas. It will affect your life. Or Oklahoma.
Right.
8 hours through Oklahoma at 80 miles an hour. Because they're,
And you just can't get out of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in California, you can't drive 8 hours continuously without hitting traffic.
Correct.
So we just don't have any reference point.
Or a national forest.
Right. Yeah.
So
you're guaranteed to be in some sort of traffic jam every couple hours.
Yeah, and I think the best thing I've ever seen in California was General Sherman, the sequoia there in the forest right there. That's probably the best thing. So I've ever seen.
You've never been to the beach in California?
No, not really. But football, I think the Chiefs are going to win. Yeah, simple as that.
Okay. All right. Well, we should see. I'm glad that you are now part of their coaching staff.
Yes.
And that's got to be an exciting adventure for you.
I feel confident.
Yeah. I just have to ask, when did you get the cup?
I got this cup.
Is that a relic?
I got this cup 2 Christmases ago. Christmas of 22. Went to a Chiefs versus the Steelers game. My married-in family, calculators, are all Steelers fans. And somehow I talked them into going to Kansas City to watch the Steelers versus Chiefs, and they paid for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is. So I got cup after cup because
you must be very convincing.
Very convincing.
How did you pull that off? Because I'm sure Chiefs won, right?
Oh yeah. It was Chiefs killed them.
We probably even knew that before going there.
Yeah.
So how did you get them to do that?
There's always like that saying, happy wife, happy life. Uh-huh. But I think in the family, it's like happy Tre, happy life. So, and they knew it meant a lot. But I did say if they ever play again at Pittsburgh, let's go.
Okay.
And the Chiefs play there, and I would love to go see that. But this Chiefs Cup, I think I got this one from a trash can because they're expensive. And I walked away with like 10 different cups.
Okay.
Because I would see it from different beverages that were in them. I would dump them out, and then I took them back to the hotel, and I washed them all in the sink, and everyone was just staring at me. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to go back. Right. So I was pulling cups.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, right? And that's how I feel. And so I've actually been carrying it around this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I have this military one as well in the office. I've just been it just says, let's go Chiefs. Andy Reid, best coach history. So I have faith in Big Red right there.
I mean, he has done quite a job there. I mean, it's just impressive from a coaching standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, to wrap it up, let's talk about your, I don't know, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you coach your kids. Mm-hmm. It has a bigger meaning. Right. Yep. So what can you kind of give us, I don't know, maybe some insight or just a little bit about like where your heart is for coaching and kids and specifically like middle school boys. I mean, that's a tough age group. So can you share with us about, what your goal is for the program overall in general?
I think first, like I'm a pastor first at our church, and they let me have the extra activity, extra time to go out, which I love because I think being a coach is like part of my ministry. It's just an extra job, extra nights, and basketball's a long season. It's 5 months.
It's a long time.
It is. It takes a lot. It does take a lot, as you know, but it's rewarding. It is. See the kids trying to finally figure it out on their own. And I will say I'm a hard coach. Like, I'm disciplined. I want the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I want the same thing every time. And the boys think I'm crazy. We have a routine where I put 9 minutes on the clock. I want all stretches done. I make them do jumping jacks. And if they don't stop on 20 altogether, I make them redo it. And then at every practice, they have to do 25 push-ups.
I like it.
But if we get to a gym early, I want the same routine. Yeah. And I've had parents come up, you shouldn't make our boys do push-ups before a game. And I said, here's the thing: if they can't, they do so many push-ups during the day anyway.
Right.
This 25 should have no effect.
Right. Yeah.
Or
it's called a warm-up.
Or we do this already every day before we shoot at practice. Right. So this is just normal.
We're getting 1,000 shots in at practice. So
yeah, and I think I'm disciplined like that, and so I try to instill that in the boys.
Cool.
And I've had several classes be like, I remember that. Like it was every day. And they build that repetition. I only think that'll help them in life. But I do think I'm a strict coach. Yeah. I'm learning to give and take, pick my battles better. Yeah. In my first couple of years, it was Tre's way or no way. But I'm learning like there's certain battles. Like the 7th grade crew is very good. Very good. They are goofy. They are just a goofy set of boys. Like they know when I'm being serious, but they need a little time to be 7th grade boys. Right. And I'm like, okay, let them go over there in the corner. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm learning those things about the kids because at the end of the day, they're not adults. Right. They don't dictate where they're at. Their parents do, or if they're late or on time because they're not ones leaving. Yeah. And I'm learning those fine adjustments in life. But
all right. Well, I just want to say thank you for everything that you do in the community. You are the way that you coach on the sideline is fun to watch. You know, sometimes you get a little bit
loud.
Yeah, sure, loud. Yeah. I'm sure Todd can give me some more adjectives, but no, I just love watching you interact with your players and how you set your lineups and how you get kids in at certain times and pull them out at certain times. I think all of it's very calculated and very well done, and so sometimes I feel like that isn't as appreciated as as it should be because
I don't think people understand it.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. And so you see a lot of the like mass substitution. Hey, it's the last 2 minutes of the game. Everybody's got to get in type thing. And we just throw everybody in, and it's like, oh, well, at least your kid played. You know, where you actually think through it and you get people in, and not only at times, but like just for the sake of playing, but also in a situation where they can actually be successful. And that takes thought, time, preparation. I mean, if you put all of your non-starters in all on at once and nobody can dribble the ball down, you know, and nobody can dribble and nobody can shoot, then nobody's the other
having
teams
fun. No one's having fun.
Yeah, nobody's having fun. Mom and dad's not having fun. You're not having fun. Yeah. They're not having fun. The other team might be having fun, but that's about it. So, but just your thought process and your overall care for the boys, you can just see it shows through in who you are. And so just want to say thank you. And thank you for being my first guest, man. Even if you are a Chiefs fan, hopefully we can help you become a Niners fan this weekend.
And we can still be friends Monday.
Oh, yeah, because it's definitely not going to impact our lives.
No,
I promise you that.
No, but it's been good. Thanks for having me, and glad I can come be a part. And
absolutely.
There's a lot to life, and we just get to be a part of it here in Flora.
That's it, man. Just owning our role here.
Yeah.
So, thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. See ya.